Peace to the gods. Thank you for willing to invest yourself and your finite to a new exploration of thought. I only seek to make you think, dear child. Simply to think. What you do with the information is up to you. In our previous readings, we speak heavily on the way of thought and how this thought is a particle of your existence. It also exists as a wave of your existence. This has many consequences, and one of those consequences, or rather blesses, that you can identify yourself as an individual with, is substrate and flavors of being, yet the wave aspect, quantum mechanics, which is harmoniously and always moving, and can identify as a collective and its vast domains of being and its connection to a group identified, or a culture at large, if you may. What are you attempting to get at, you may ask? Well, reader, as an individual, you have a personal destiny, a personal identity, and a responsibility to protect, guard, and develop that in totality of your finite existence within this realm. Yet, you cannot disregard that you are an individual, a part of a whole. Now, this has many layers towards to it. You are part of a family, a community, a club, and culture, a race, a nation, etc. And this goes on. So you, dear child, as an individual, not only represent yourself in the world, you represent yourselves. Now, we learn Hermeticism, the laws of the universe. As above, so below. So the word we used, yourselves, acts like an abstraction instead of a definite object, which has a multi-dimensional meaning towards it, but for the sake of this reading, we will condense it to a duality. Yourselves represent you and your future selves, and swell others who share the same wave identity as you. This can include race, culture, social, political background, etc. My only caveat to you is identify with the root level of this construct, which is made up, which is more real and sustainable. Thus, you are agreeing to a consensus built upon more truth than false constructs. Let's speak on how you are constantly identify not only as your present self, but whom you are fashioning yourself to be and become. That is your future self. Thus, indeed, when you come out into the world or take part in your own solace, you must be steadfast and ask yourself, are you representing the self whom will to become? Are you becoming of your highest version, you ideal? Or are you like that of Matthew 6:24? No man can serve two masters, for either he shall hate the one and love the other, or else he shall lean to the one and despise the other. Ye cannot serve God and riches. This verse, indeed, supplemented, in fact, by that of James 1:8, which states a double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. Interestingly enough, we find the same law in thermodynamics of classical physics. Two objects cannot occupy the same space at the same time. So, when you are becoming to identify for whom you are, you have to ask yourself, does this represent the highest version of me? But who and what does the highest version of me look like? Now, this is where you can find the wave aspect culture that you have identified with willingly or unwillingly. Now, if you feel as you are a part of an artificial construct, then, like a computer scientist, you shall go through a rigorous debugging process and code review codebase to refactor yourself, your own biological system, into your trueness of self. This is imperative teachings, readers. Imperative to my onus of abiding by what I write. The cheat code of the matrix is being yourself. Look out into nature. It is bountiful in infinite creativity. What makes it so remarkable is that it operates as itself. We as humans marvel at everything in nature creation, being in awe of it, anger, envy, lust, whatever the emote it may be. We are starstruck by other creations because that act in accordance as they are. i.e. that they act natural. So in this writing, it was just rather exploration of yourself and the selves that you will identify by, and get you to think. Think. Are you yourself? Let us sum up the ideas that we have spoken within this video. Existence as both particle and wave. The text begins by inviting you to explore the dual nature of thought and existence. Like particles, your thoughts and self are unique and individual. Yet, like waves, they are interconnected with a collective consciousness. Quantum mechanics serves as a metaphor here, illustrating the duality of your personal and collective identities. Individual and collective. Identity. As an individual, you possess a personal destiny, identity, and responsibility. However, you are also part of a broader collective, your family, community, culture, race, and nation. Hermeticism's principle, as above, so below, is echoed here, suggesting that understanding the microcosm, individual self, helps comprehend the macrocosm, collective identity. Multi-dimensional self, yourselves. The term yourselves is used to signify not just your present self, but also your future self and those who share your collective identity. You are encouraged to discern which aspects of your identity are artificial constructs and which are rooted in deeper, more enduring truths. Alignment with higher self. You are reminded to continually question if your present actions and thoughts align with your highest potential and future self. Passages from the Bible, such as Matthew 6:24 and James 1. 8. Warn against being double-minded or serving conflicting masters, highlighting the need for a focused and unified purpose. Thermodynamics. Principle. The text draws an analogy to thermodynamics, emphasizing that two objects, or states of mind, cannot occupy the same space simultaneously. This parallels the idea that you cannot be both true and false to your essence at once. Debugging and refactoring the self. If you find yourself part of an artificial construct or identity, you should engage in rigorous self-examination. Like a computer scientist debugging code, you must refine and align your true nature. This process is imperative to living authentically and in harmony with your true self,